Joining me now is my good real life friend and good friend of Rebel News, Lise Merle. She is the viral Get Off My Lawn mom and Regina Public School Board candidate and our special envoy into Saskatchewan politics. Lise, thanks so much for coming on the show. I think the hardest hit in Saskatchewan right now is the mainstream media with the outcome of the election.
Well, hello, Rebel fam. It's so good to be here again with you, Sheila. I mean, it's never a bad time to spend time with you. But the mainstream media, the polling companies, and the woke left are absolutely losing their minds over the last couple of days, because in the lead up to the Saskatchewan election, it was basically a done deal. Like, if you were paying attention to the mainstream media, the pollsters, and everybody else on the woke left, it was going to be a Carla Beck, Saskatchewan NDP smoke show on election day. And what they got, I mean, the NDP, yes, they did gain. They did gain, especially in the urban centers. But rural Saskatchewan, oh, they held it down for us. I mean, to say thank a farmer is a gross understatement. I'm at the point where I'm willing to carry the babies of those farmers. That's how thankful I am for them showing up for us, because it is only for the rural people, the good, hard-working rural folks in Saskatchewan, that kept us out of a socialist hellhole for the next 4 years in Saskatchewan. And I mean, us urban conservatives just couldn't be more grateful to those guys. So yeah, it's a great day in Saskatchewan. It's a great day.
And us Albertans really grateful that rural Saskatchewan did not lose its collective mind and did the right thing, because yesterday in Alberta, we just launched a legal challenge again over Justin Trudeau's carbon tax and the unfair application of it, which is something we know is near and dear to Premier-elect Scott Moe's heart.
Yes.
And we did not want to lose an ally in this fight.
Oh, it would have been disastrous to have Alberta being the lone conservative holdout in on the prairies and in the country. I mean, can we really consider Doug Ford a conservative? Not really. I mean,
No.
In name only. But no, Saskatchewan and Alberta really are sisters at heart. We work in lockstep with each other, and we know what a good, productive cross-border relationship does and looks like, where we don't have to do double the work. We do half the work and share with each other. And this is where our strength lays. So we're just going to continue on for these next 4 years, causing trouble for the federal government and building our economies and helping our people be as successful as they can. So no, it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. I'm so proud of Premier Danielle Smith. She's making some major headway for the people of Alberta.
Yeah, she sure is. And, this is her way of actually allying herself with your premier, who basically said, look, I'm willing to go to jail. We are not collecting the carbon tax on any of the provincially produced electricity and energy in this province. And the feds are looking to crack down on him. And she is looking at legal avenues where she can challenge the federal government. But also she has suggested that she would create a crown corporation pass-through where the carbon tax would not be collected, which would take some of the legal implications off our I wouldn't say it's unregulated energy industry, but we have a completely privatized energy industry here, which makes it hard for us in Alberta to do what Scott Moe is doing.
Yeah. It was the one time that we were really happy to have a crown corporation sort of governing over our energy producers in Saskatchewan, because it made it made it a lot harder for the federal government to threaten all of our oil and gas companies with certain jail time when the government came in and went, no, we're going to take a licking. We're going to take a licking for you guys. And if they want to cart somebody away to jail for not paying the carbon tax, it's going to be the premier. And I just love that our premier is like, well, I'm right here. Come and get me, I suppose. I mean, nothing would look worse in the universe than federal agents marching into the ledge and carting off our premier in the back of a paddy wagon. Nothing would be worse than that for them. So it was an incredible move by Scott Moe. And if you're wondering who loves you, it's that guy. He's willing to get arrested for you. I mean, more of this out of politicians. Consequences be damned. What's right is right, and we're going to do it in Saskatchewan and Alberta. So, yes. Aren't we blessed?
We are indeed. And if they are coming to get him, they better bring the extra, extra large size handcuffs. Have you seen the mitts on that man?
I might hold the record for handing more babies to Scott Moe than any other person. It's actually one of my favorite things to do is hand babies that aren't mine to politicians just to see how they react. And it had to have been, it was 5 years ago because the little girl that I handed to him just turned 5 a couple months ago. So we were at a big fancy mixer and my girlfriend had just had her baby. I mean, she was 6 weeks old. She's that perfect little snuggly, still scrunched size. And I said, you eat your fancy meal and I'm going to carry the baby around. So we just walked around the room and visited and had everybody tell her how cute she was. And then I saw Premier Scott Moe and I was like, well, here we go. And I just took this tiny, tiny little baby like this and I handed her to him. He has hands, Sheila, the size of toilet seats, and I'm not exaggerating. The man has mitts the size of toilet seats. And just as I'm handing her over, I'm like, oh God, please, but you know what? He just took her and nestled her in his arm, like the dad football hold, and started doing the dad rock. He just started rocking back and forth, didn't even miss a beat, just took the baby and just kept going. And I went, this is how I knew that parents and kids in Saskatchewan were in good hands with Scott Moe, because you can literally hand him a baby that's not yours and he doesn't even miss a beat. He just takes the baby, keeps on working, does his thing, just peak dad all the time. Yeah, he's the best. He's the best.
He's got some big canoe paddles on the ends of his arms. I wanted to ask you about the impact of the Sask United Party, because the Sask United Party is really, it's a party of disaffected former Sask Party voters. These are Scott Moe's people who just said they cannot in good conscience at this point cast a vote for him. They made a serious impact in at least one riding, possibly two, where the NDP sort of ran up the middle, which I think would have been a worst case scenario for Scott Moe if it happened in a few other places. What are we going to do about them? What happens with them? And the reason I say this is we cannot ignore them, because they ignored the Conservative Party in British Columbia, and then in 1 year it nearly forms government. So what does Scott Moe, if you were giving advice, whispering in the ear of Scott Moe, what would you say to do?
I would recommend that they take a couple of plays out of Premier Danielle Smith's playbook in bringing back those people into the fold, listening to them, hearing their concerns, and then figuring out a way for them to come back to the Sask Party. I know that there are some very, very still existing hard feelings about what happened in Saskatchewan during the terrible time of COVID. And really, this was a party that was born because of what happened in COVID. And I think that we're all sort of far enough past it to acknowledge that none of us got away from that time without doing some really unprecedented things. But there are ways for us to make amends and to bring all of those Saskatchewan United Party people back into the Sask Party fold. Now, whether the Sask Party is willing to do that, or whether Sask United Party members are willing to do that, that remains to be seen. But I think the Sask Party has some really heavy lifting to do to smooth feathers and to make things right for the people that just didn't feel like they had a home in the Sask Party. This also includes large swaths of our urban populations in Saskatchewan. So both Regina and Saskatoon went completely orange, and never has the urban-rural divide been so completely clear on the electoral map. I think that urban conservatives had no place to go. Sask United Party did not run a bunch of candidates in urban areas, and without a conservative option, they went, well, the NDP is so close on policy that we can just easily sort of flip over to them and have them represent us. So I think what the Sask Party must do is get back to its roots, serve its base, and open up a love fest for its conservative base. I mean, that's what has to happen.